All right, welcome back. Facebook Live. Do we know it's Facebook Live now because it went from blue to red?
Yes.
Ooh, red means record.
All right. Hey, Facebook Live, welcome back.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hopefully the sound is better this week.
Yeah, we spent all afternoon working on that.
We bought
Yep.
some new cables.
Like we always tell you, we get a little better each week, so
We-
hopefully.
We had
It's-
the cables overnighted. That's why we're starting so late.
Yeah.
Yes.
A mailman didn't come till 5:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded the Mother's Day special, had the stuff overnighted, paid the extra money, and then the mailman was late as fuck. We had a rummage sale in Slinger, where I live.
The
and
whole town
the
had
whole
rummage
town.
sales.
So
Yeah.
then
Yep.
the mail did not come.
But we're here now. We're pressing on.
So we did do it overnight for you. So let's start the show. All right, welcome back, Universe, to Tom and Mark Off the Rails, episode 31, our first ever 31st episode.
Coming to you from Highland Tower Studios in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. We got Tom, Molly, and Mark here today.
We had to postpone our guest, Christina Hazel Decker. She could not make it, but did reschedule. Something came up, and since she just released her book, Stripped When Dignity Disappears, she dropped that on May 8th. It's just got to be so hectic over there.
Yeah,
so.
and we're just so happy that she's made time for us. We are anytime
Definitely.
works for
Anytime.
us. Yes.
Yeah, I will take off work. That is going to be a big episode.
I'm
and
excited
she's-
for that one.
She's very sorry, and she felt really bad.
Yeah.
Plus, now I can finish reading the book.
And we may have been late because
I
of the
already finished reading the
mailman.
book. Slacker.
I'm halfway through the book, and it's a really good book, so I can't
Yeah.
wait to have her. She's gonna do so well with that. It's awesome. So, let's start with the announcements. This was never a part of the show until we started getting bigger and doing more, and I figured let's tell you all about it. Mark, oh, I don't have to lean in because it fits the mic volume. Okay. Mark,
Stop
it just blew
making
your
my
ears
job
out.
harder.
Okay. New studio update.
Yes.
We finally pulled the trigger, Universe.
Yes, we are going to we're going to rent a space at the North Shore
We
Academy
have
of
it.
the Arts
We
and
have a
Crafts.
date. June 1st, we will be there.
Yes, we're going to be in there a little earlier, setting stuff up.
Careful
We're-
making promises.
Yeah.
This is set in stone, man.
Everything-
You can
Stuff
chisel
happens.
this into the fucking Rock of Gibraltar. We are going to be there June 1st.
Yeah, we're going to start setting
Okay.
our stuff up the week before. We've already got it all decorated in our minds. We have shopping lists. We have a game plan of where we're buying things.
Yep. It's not going to be done perfectly.
No, we're going to do it in waves.
kind of like how this show has built slowly. We
Yeah,
don't
like there were
want
2 mics at first, and
Yeah.
now there are 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there might be some ugly chairs, and then there'll be better chairs in weeks
Well,
to
we're
come.
going to have good-looking stuff, but it's hard, to pop on everything, and then you see something, or we actually have people that are saying that they can make cool-looking stuff for us, and then be like,
custom.
oh, fuck, that was like a $200 chair, but you made a better one,
And for less.
So, new studio. Oh, yep. Again, with the camera update, if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably noticed last week's sound was bad, but it was our first week with the new camera. Overnighted some wires. Boom. And
Yeah,
took care of
we
that
were
problem.
using the audio from the new camera last week, and
We thought it would come with the proper equipment. How dumb were we?
we needed new cables to hook it up to the soundboard.
Yeah, we didn't buy the platinum package of the camera. So,
It did come with a tripod.
A really tiny one.
We're not using that tripod, but it came with one.
it came with...
It's like this tall.
What are we going to do with that except have people look up our nose?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you got to do. You got to help us out because we want to get all this stuff looking good. Mark's building partition walls.
Yeah, I'm going to put up some sound walls because it's an old classroom.
Yep.
So we're going to put up some really cool looking curtains. I'm going to build some of these partition walls to also kill any echoes, so it should
Yep.
sound just as good as it does up here.
When you walk in the room, it's going to look cool, but we're making it look cool for the camera. Look at all this money. My idea was, hey, let's get a camera. Wouldn't that be cool? How much more money are we spending on crap because of these cameras?
We're filming in my attic, surrounded by
Yeah.
my junk.
So,
And my head hits the wall every time I
and
try
then
to
it's
lean
like,
back.
well, this camera's kind of crappy. Hey, let's spend a shit ton on a new camera.
3 cameras later.
3 cameras later. Yep. So go to Patreon, help us out. It's a great way to support us because we are artists now. We're professional comedians. We're in an art studio.
I'm a professional personality.
You're
I'm not going to call myself a comedian.
I am a goddamn comedian. I host a comedy podcast, and so do you.
I talk on the internet.
Your name is on the door, man. All right. So if you don't want to figure out Patreon, go to and just to our webpage and donate. You tip your bartender right now. He does is fucking twist the little cap off. We're giving you thousands of hours of entertainment. We're giving you thousands of hours of stuff. So, but if you don't want to do that, here's another way you can do it for free. Just go to Amazon.com and shop like normal, and we get a kickback from that. That's a way
use our link on our website.
To use our link.
And that creates
on our website.
like a digital store that you're now buying Amazon products in our store, and we get a portion of the Amazon shares with us a portion of the proceeds, so everybody wins.
Once you click that banner, though, it sends you right to Amazon. It's like you were never on our page, but you get some money, so you don't even have to do anything, and you can tip us because you're supporting the arts now.
And you can check out all the cool stuff that Mark's doing with the page.
We're comedians. We're artists.
Hey, where's our studio?
It is going to be at the North Shore Academy of the Arts.
Wow. Kind of sounds like we're artists, eh? And it is a non-profit, so it goes to helping out other artists. So, all right. And you guys got to check out, tomorrow's Mother's Day, but we got a Mother's Day special that was fucking hilarious.
We were recording on Saturday night. We just posted the Mother's Day special.
By the time we release this, it will be past
Go
Mother's
back
Day.
and listen to the Mother's Day special.
Go back and listen to Tom's mom. She is a hoot and a holler.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I learned so many things that I did not want to know.
I did not want to know.
She was probably one of the dirtiest ones that we've had
Where do you think
to
I get it
date.
from?
Yeah, she slid right into it. She was very comfortable right off the bat. Some people just gotta
She
warm
has
up
no
a
problem talking.
Talking about her Kegel superpowers. She actually just joined the Avengers. That's her Kegel. She is the pink Kegel.
She's a lesser known Generation 3 Avenger.
With Kegel superpowers. Alright, so we're not going to have a drink of the week because, well guys, you can't plan shit while you're drunk and drinking because you'll never do it. So we didn't really, what do you got there, Mark?
Susan bought some rosé, so we're just having a rosé, which is a blend of red and white wine. It's it's sweet, it's smooth, it's kind of bland.
Yeah.
But if you don't like wine, and you want to try wine, but you haven't done it, start here. It's a safe start.
And I'm just having beer because we have to empty out the beer fridge before we move it to the new studio, so...
Every beer makes it that much lighter.
And Molly, you are having some Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's keeping me awake, kind of.
So,
maybe.
We did have a What the Fuck with Foz, but we're not going to do that again, so... I don't know. Susan was up here with the local event, so we're just going to go over some stories and some Ask Tom Anything, and that'll be... You're going to get, next week, Christine Hazel, and then Alex will drop. We're filming 2 shows, and they will be the last 2 shows here.
If all goes as planned, yes.
All will go as planned. So.
Because Tom said so.
That is an update.
Oh, and we have 2 movies with Mark in the can that we're going to drop very shortly.
Yep.
Yes, so there's...
With all the hubbub and all the excitement of looking at spaces, we all kind of forgot about those. So we're gonna get right back on the horse.
But you're not losing any material during our transition.
Yeah, we have 2 episodes ready to go for movies with Mark.
Yep. So, should we get into some events here?
Shoot.
All right. Okay, let me bring this up. Oh yeah, we're getting new desks. We're getting everything. I can't.
Yeah,
wait.
this guy got so excited about desks. It's like, oh, this one's L-shaped, bro. And I'm like, okay.
All right. Delaware did something that no other state has done. This falls under my category, I believe. But the first state to fully ban child marriage. What do you guys think about children getting married?
Are they marrying other children?
Yes.
It's not already banned?
Mm-mm.
It's legal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's it's below the age of consent. So if anyone wants to marry,
the parents have to agree.
Yeah, all parents have to agree to this.
Well, your brain
Because
is not.
what's her face? Was it Courtney Stodden was like 17 and she married some B actor guy, and then he got her like fake tits and makeup and everything, and now they broke up.
So how
Because he's like 20 years older than her.
how young could a kid technically get married?
This story says that they were setting up in some. Hold on. There were 167,000 children married in 38 states between 2000 and 2010. 167,000 children.
Where is this going on? Is this in like the foothills of the Appalachians?
To the latest numbers available, this is on Fox 6, by the way. To the latest numbers available, Human Rights Watch reported in some states, children as young as 12 may marry other 12-year-olds.
So obviously, are these arranged marriages or are these kids legitimate? I have so many questions.
Does the kid?
Okay. Let me just start reading a little bit. Maybe it'll answer some of these questions. So
I have
it
so
has
many
no
questions.
Legal standing. Children under 18 have no legal standing. They cannot file for divorce. So once you're 12,
Oh, that sucks. 6 years at least.
yeah, they cannot file for divorce. Utilize a domestic violence shelter. So if you're 12
What in
and
the
getting beat
world?
up, you can't go to the violence shelter.
So if your 13-year-old wife is beating you up,
Yep.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Apply for a loan or open a credit card. They cannot enter any legal contract, but until this bill was signed, they could be married as a child without any way of escaping an abusive marriage.
Isn't a marriage a form of a contract? Like, we had to get a marriage license.
Yeah, you
We
can.
had to sign it.
Hey, I got a hunting license when I was 12.
We had to have our best man and head bridesmaid, whatever, both sign it.
Hot head bitch.
Top bitch? Bottom bitch.
Bottom bitch.
Bottom bitch.
It's the bottom bitch, yeah.
At 12, that's got to be the parents pushing that, not the kids. You're not old enough to.
Well, I know, like in ancient Rome and stuff in medieval times.
As soon as you bled.
This kind of stuff did happen.
That's
Yeah,
because
but-
you lived to be 27.
Yeah.
Die of old age. So as soon as you were bleeding,
That's sort of a myth.
as soon as you were bleeding,
People did live into their 60s and 70s.
or they sent you
but
off to war and
so
you
many
died at 14.
in childhood that the average is very low.
Yeah.
But if you got past childhood, you probably got into your 50s and 60s.
Okay. Well, that's
But yeah,
like
life was hard.
That's
something
insane.
about mammalian or what do they call them? Great apes. All great apes die in their 40 and 50s, except humans. Because as soon as you hit menopause and stop producing eggs, nature has no use for you anymore. There's no reason for you to live.
Well,
Except humans, because there's this...
I use the grandparents quite a bit.
Hey,
He said
that's what I'm
except,
trying to sell. So can I just have a fucking...
Nope.
except humans.
Once in a while? Can you stop stealing my thunder? Okay, there's this theory called the grandmother effect, meaning that is sticking around and living helps your genes spread if you help raising the children. Well, just what you were saying. I wanted to give you some science. You wanted to be snarky and take my thunder.
Universe, we don't have pre-show meetings anymore. We decided it's more interesting.
We did have a pre-show meeting.
We don't discuss what we're going to talk
The
about.
pre-show meeting was not about the show, though. It was
Yeah.
about.
Well, we were talking for 3 hours
We're
about...
talking desks.
We have our own blueprints that we drew up. You were showing me CAD program shit. That's a
Yes.
pre-show meeting. And this was a last-minute cancellation meeting, so if we're a little off our game, sometimes
No,
I
we're
go,
doing
ooh,
fine.
Mark.
I just think, because we had discussed, like, should Tom fully read the article? Should Tom not read the article? Do we want genuine responses? Do we want... Should I know what he's going to read? Do we want to, a lot of decisions on how we run this.
Here's the reason why we don't have pre-show meetings anymore. We used to, but we've been changing and evolving so much that other things have prioritized over the basic show, which probably shouldn't be
I
happening.
think you get a lot more genuine reaction when we don't know ahead of time.
So,
This episode is quite the peek behind the curtain.
yeah, that's what we do. We're not hiding anything. All right. What are some other questions? I'll try to find them for you. Molly, you said you have questions.
So who is performing these marriages? Are these judges?
Parents' consent and a judge's approval.
Okay, so there is some sort of...
Legality.
Yeah, it is.
Does it say anything about the
Okay.
children's consent?
So that is
Ooh.
weird.
Children can't have consent legally.
Yeah, they're not
Well,
they're
I
not
mean,
adults, but so could two parents be like, I want my kids to get married?
This is a side note. I read an article about there was a boy in the bathroom at school, and there were 2 kids in the stall next to him engaging in sexual acts, also all of them underage, and he took a picture of it because he's a dumb kid. And the article was like, oh yeah, well these 2 kids were having consensual sex, and this other guy took a picture of it, and I was going to get in trouble. And I'm like, yeah, the article doesn't mention this, but technically both those kids can give consent, so they were both kind of rape victims. Plus, that the picture is technically child pornography. The article didn't mention that at all either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kids, don't do things. Wait till you're 18.
Yeah, I could have got one of my girlfriend's mom in big trouble when I was underage. I probably shouldn't share it,
No, don't.
but it involved.
We'll put that one behind the Patreon wall.
Oh yeah, tune into our Patreon to learn what happened.
About Tom's first time.
Yeah, my first time, dude. I was older than 9.
Jesus.
So, okay. Should we get on to the next article?
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Oh, I French 911 call? I don't know if they use 911 there.
Ooh, it's raining out, Universe. That's what that noise is in the background.
You probably won't be able to hear that in the art studio because of the really thick walls.
We are on the 3rd floor of a 3-floor building.
There's lots of windows,
We'll
though.
find out.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Alright, so a dying woman calls emergency services. She is told everyone dies.
What?
What's the situation? Is she bleeding out right then and there? Because there's nothing they can do for her then.
She said, I'm in pain to agonizing to describe. A young woman calls emergency services. I'm going to die, she says.
You want to keep the person calm, right? You don't want to get them all worked up. So maybe you're like, it's okay, calm down. Everyone dies.
Do you think that's what a pissed off French woman is going to be
There
saying?
might have been like they had this phrase already built up in the mind, and then I'm gonna say, but you're not gonna die today, and it's gonna be great. But then she didn't get
A few
there.
hours later, the woman, 22-year-old, died. Today, and she did. Now you just lied to her. And now
Well, it's like if you were in my arms dying, and I would
Does
be
it-
like, "It's okay, Tom.
Does it say if that guy
Close
is...
your eyes. Go to sleep. Go to sleep."
which has
Dead.
happened a few times. Go to sweet Prince, didn't you say?
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, I have been told that by Mark on occasion.
Does
Good
it
night,
say if
sweet
that
Prince.
phone op...
And now officials in France have launched an investigation into why her call wasn't taken more seriously.
Oh, good.
The call, we have the call. Written word of the call.
Ooh, should we read it?
You want to read it? Here. Mark, you want to be the operator? Do you have a French accent?
Yeah, I can be the operator.
Okay.
Hold on.
How offensive? How offensive do I want to be here?
Okay.
Yes, hello. Oh, I'm a woman, aren't I? I'm a man now. Yes, hello.
Hello. Help me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, what is going on?
help me.
Well, if you don't tell me what's going on, I will hang up.
I'm going to die.
Yes, you will die certainly one day, like everyone else. You can call the SOS doctors. The operator gives her the number of the SOS Medicines, France's Medical Emergency Service. This is all in the brackets.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Please help me, man.
I can't help you. I don't. What is wrong with you?
I have a lot of pain. I have very bad pain.
And where?
My stomach hurts a lot. I feel terrible everywhere.
Yes, well, you call SOS doctors. The operator gives her the number again.
And that is the end of the call.
That's insane.
I'd like to apologize for that terrible French accent I did not prepare.
Kind of sounded more, what was the guy from Highlander, Christopher Lambert? He was like Dutch or something.
Sean Connery?
No.
Oui, oui.
Okay.
That's crazy.
This person hung up. Eventually, a relative called a doctor who came to the house. The family lawyer said at the news conference the doctor had taken her to the hospital shortly after arrival. There was no reviving here. She suffered 2 heart attacks, was taken into intensive care, and eventually died.
Well, as reading it, I say the SOS doctors. So is that like an alternative 911 you're supposed to call for help?
I don't have the
Because maybe French 911 is like for crimes and medical stuff. You got to call the SOS doctors.
Okay, I will look up what SOS doctors is.
Because not everyone does it just like America. Like here in America, if you run out of chicken McNuggets, you can call 911, and they will get you more chicken McNuggets. That is a joke, universe. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I remember reading an article a couple years ago about a lady who did that.
I'm sure they get lots of prank calls and lots of.
Syracuse.
But
I gotta put France in there because this is giving me Syracuse.
You gotta write it with a French accent.
it's your job as one of those call operators
This
to
is Syracuse orthopedic specialist, and I don't think they wanted her to call an orthopedic.
It's your job to treat every single call as if it's a serious call.
Yeah.
I don't care how many prank calls you got that day.
Mm-hmm. That's your job.
Yeah.
SOS doctors, will, I think they come to your house.
Okay. Like an ambulance. Maybe. It is funny, like watching British shows. We watch Doc Martin. I think it's on Netflix still. He's a doctor, and he'll call an ambulance, and it'll be like a 45-minute wait for the ambulance.
Well,
And in my mind, I'm like, that's too long. And that's just to pick you up. Then it's 45 minutes back to the hospital. How many people don't make it?
okay. SOS doctors are emergency doctors, but she was calling me emergency medical services. Why
I don't
didn't he just transfer her to the SOS doctors?
I am busy. I transfer you. Click.
Click.
I guess I don't know how that works is that like our 911 equivalent?
France has fucking iPhones, dude. They can transfer your call
No,
and dial the
I'm
SOS
saying
doctor number.
The number that she called, is
Yeah.
that like our 911? It's gotta be.
Okay. Okay, what happened next? Eventually, the doctor came. The exact cause of death hasn't been determined. I bet it has something to do with 2 fucking heart attacks.
Yeah. Was it a cardiac event, maybe?
Okay. There were no questions like, are you alone? Are you able to dial the phone number? How long have you been hurt? Are you in pain? Well, she said she was in pain. So,
Yes, but where?
are you able to dial? Would have been a good one. I will transfer you.
She did call.
Yeah. Okay. The investigations, Jean-Claude Maitre, president of the Workers' Union for Emergency Services, said the operator has been temporarily suspended. You take some time off.
You go home. Go have a fag.
He has also denounced...
That's actually British for cigarette. I don't know if the French say that for cigarette.
Yeah. The operator answers calls 12 consecutive hours a day, he told CNN. They undergo a lot of stress and it becomes hard to distinguish serious causes from boo-boos. He used boo-boos? The
Molly,
president of the Workers' Union for Emergency Services is said boo-boos.
Susan used to work with you at a call center. Were you ever used to work on the phones at one point there?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of people wasting your time, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, Micah Cranston he did that. Former guest on the show. He loved to do that.
But not to us. But yeah, we would get people.
Oui.
For me, a lot of
having a heart attack.
most of them were people that were like lonely and wanted to chat, or I would get a couple people that would regularly call and ask for me and want to talk more than just business.
So you think it just wears you down over time and people are gonna die? Maybe they should give them like 5 years.
I don't
If you're
think-
nice, and then people start asking for you by name, and now you're everyone's go-to,
Well, Molly
whatever, and
always
it's
had
super
the-
stressful, and now you're burnt out because it's too much. Because now you're taking all the.
I mean,
calls.
I loved doing it when I did it, but you're supposed to be taking a certain amount of calls a day and doing, whatever.
How many people did you save today, Molly?
None.
Tom saved 5 people.
But
Yeah, before 9 a.m.
But back to this story. They
Don't tell
really,
me what to do.
they really work 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's
But only for like 4 days a week. They get 7 months off
Well,
vacation.
That's still a
doctors
12-hour
working
shift.
like 48-hour shifts. That makes no sense to me.
Sleep deprivation.
I would think that, 12 hours max and just, have a rotating shift.
yeah, I don't know.
What's the advantage of working 48 hours in a row?
Because we don't have enough doctors there.
Yeah.
And you need doctors in a
Well, let's say
hospital.
you and I are the only two doctors. So either you can work 2 days and I'll work 2 days, or I'll work midnight to noon and you can work noon to midnight.
Yeah. But what if
Every
I
day.
call in sick?
You're not calling it.
Hey, Mark, I got the shits today.
You're a doctor. Figure it out.
You're a doctor. You ain't got time to get sick.
I ain't got time to shit.
Why did that kill you?
You don't have time to shit.
Oh, is
You
that- is
literally
that
don't.
Predator? I don't have time to bleed.
Every doctor and every nurse has stories about eating while pooping at the same time, eating their lunch and taking a shit,
Firing on all barrels.
in and out. Just
Probably smoking a cigarette at the same time.
yep.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Playing
Nope.
Angry Birds too, with the other hand. So yeah, I guess it can wear on you because you're dealing with people, but
Oh, I'm sure it
That
does.
phone call should have been taken more serious.
Yeah, that phone call should have been forwarded to the SOS doctors instead of him rattling off the number, or her, or whatever it was. I
I'm
read it as a man, but I believe the article said it was a woman. That person
Yeah.
should have just forwarded it to the appropriate number and gone to the next
Yeah.
call.
I'm sure there was a reason for it, whether this person was having a bad day personally or they
But
just had.
It's a life and death job.
bunch
If you're
of bad
having
calls.
a bad day,
I know. That's.
you're gonna get someone killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for me to have a bad day and just be snarky to the person who spills their popcorn at the movie theater. No one's really getting hurt at the end of the day.
Yes. All right. Speaking of things that can wear on you, that's a good transition. See, we're getting pretty goddamn good on this. Somebody should give us a studio. What's the name of the studio going to be at first?
Your Name Here Studios?
Yes, we're looking for sponsors out there, universe. All right. This is from the Huffington Post because I steal from them. We should just be called Tom and Mark Huffington Reposts.
Hey, I watch YouTube shows where they flat out say, hey, I'm going to read the Wikipedia page today.
And people, yeah,
A
35,000
million views.
This woman sent 65,000 texts to first date. Says love is an excessive thing.
Wait a minute. First date.
65,000 texts.
How is that even possible?
I suppose you have unlimited.
Because women are crazy, Molly.
Shut up.
Oh, before we start this story,
Is
That
there a
woman is
timeline
crazy.
here?
it just happened. Hold on.
So, like, is
oh,
this-
I'll get to all
Okay.
that, but let's just say that we know women are crazy because Mark and I have finally broken women language code. We got it.
Dick.
We got it down, and we call Molly and Susan out all the time.
You do
For
not have
example,
it down.
Molly got pissed at Mark because
We were
he
driving
called out
around.
I didn't get
women's
pissed.
And Molly
He
said-
said Susan gets pissed.
Oh,
I did
Yeah.
not.
Molly said something along the lines of, are you guys hungry?
Yep.
And I'm like, nah, not really. I'm fine. And Tom's like, nah, I'm fine. We're not hungry. I'm not hungry. And then later I could audibly hear Molly's stomach rumbling. And I'm like, Molly, why didn't you tell us to get some food?
Yeah.
No, Tom actually was
So-
like, that's Molly's way of saying
Yeah.
that she's hungry. Molly,
Because
we
when,
should get some
like,
food.
My wife will often say that, and I've finally decoded that when she says, hey, do you want to go here? What she's really saying is, I want to go there.
That's it.
But you said she gets mad if you don't then go and say, well, let's get some food.
Hey, do you want to go see that movie tonight? No.
I told you if we hadn't gotten
I want
food,
to see that movie.
I would not have been mad because it would only have been my fault for not saying,
I don't know. I
I'm
think
fucking
it's
hungry, let's go get some food.
Women like to make men feel like they have their idea.
I didn't-
Are you hungry? Yeah, let's get some food.
I didn't want you guys
women
to
are
both
great at
go out of your
manipulating
way.
Yes, and we have found out over the years
They're good at interrupting too.
We're men.
we're men. Yeah.
I didn't
Over
want
the-
either of you to go out of your way if I was the only one hungry.
What's the big deal of swinging through Taco Bell?
The drive-through situation.
Who cares?
Whatever, I wasn't mad.
If he would have just come and said, I want to get some food, would have been like, okay, we're friends. We're friends, man. I'll get you some food.
All right, moving on.
Okay. There are other cases. I caught you on one today, too.
Moving on.
Mark can tell me what to do. Not you. Okay. Phoenix woman is facing... This is the woman who's... Hold on. A Phoenix woman is facing numerous charges after she allegedly sent more than 65,000 text messages to a man after a first date last summer, many of them containing bizarre threats. Police arrested 31-year-old Jacqueline Aids on May 8th and charged her with threatening, stalking, harassment, and failure to appeal her in court. Oh, she's got a...
Okay, this is making sense now. They went on one date.
And she never stopped.
Yes.
I don't have the exact timeline.
He didn't just kill it. He didn't nip it in the bud. He let it go. And it just
You're giving
piled
benefit of
up
the doubt.
and piled up and
Nope.
piled up.
I think he was trying to nip it in the bud because I'm going to read some of the text here. They interviewed in the courthouse. She said, I felt like I met my soulmate and I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would get married and everything would be fine.
After one date.
After she met the man on Luxy, an online dating site for verified millionaires. Ooh.
Hey, there's a little nugget.
I wonder why you felt like you met your soulmate. Dude was a verified millionaire. H said she sent her date so many texts because loving him selflessly brought me his information.
Selflessly?
Okay. Selfless.
So she wanted to marry a millionaire,
That's
Yep.
not selfless.
and she found one, and he didn't want to marry her.
So according to police, many of the texts this age chick sent selflessly included anti-Semitic insults and threats like, don't ever try to leave me, I'll kill you, I don't want to be a murderer.
So wait a minute.
You're going to make me a murderer.
Is the man in question of Jewish background, or did she just go off on an anti-Semitic rant out of nowhere?
Authorities say she texted the following, quote, I hope you die, you rotten, filthy Jew. Quote, I'm like the new Hitler. Man was a genius. Quote,
Wow.
Oh, what would I do with your blood? I want to bathe in it.
Jesus.
I bet she's great in the fucking sack, though.
That is passion right there.
Yeah, she is she'll take it in the butt. You don't even have to ask with this one. Authorities say AIDS had been sending as many as 500 text messages a day. So 5 divided by 65.
Now, I did online dating. That's how I met Susan.
It took him that long?
And I had issues about when do I send that follow-up text after a first date? Do I do it immediately? Do I wait a few days? Do I send 60,000 of them? Molly, if you go on a first date with a man you met on a dating website, when would you expect to hear back from him?
After she sent a picture of her pussy.
You're such a dick.
I want a woman's opinion here.
It depends
Is 2 days too long?
How the date went?
It depends on how the date went. And how I felt that we connected, I guess.
If you connected and it said, I'll text you later. Or
Let's
if
say you're like her and you are in love. You want to marry this person.
I mean, she's not horrible looking.
It has nothing to do with it. She's crazy.
She's got crazy eyes, I'll tell you that.
Yes, I can see from here she has crazy eyes.
I can't stop looking at the picture. Somebody flipped my screen down. She's got me.
Well, it's a dating website for millionaires, so I'm sure it attracts a quality of vanity in the people who are not the millionaires signing up.
So it's a dating website where the men have to be verified millionaires,
I
but
bet you
not
both
the
ways.
women?
I bet you it's where millionaires go to post profiles and people can contact them.
So they're looking for gold diggers.
They're looking for trophies.
Okay.
If they're on a website saying, I've got all this money.
Okay, so
Date
I did
me.
the math here, and if she's sending as many as 500, let's just round it to 500,
Sure.
it's 4.3 months. This guy is...
But how did he let it go that long before filing a complaint?
Or just blocking her.
If I got someone texting me that kind of shit,
Or
I'm
change your
filing a
number.
complaint
Block a
right
number.
away.
Change your number. Yeah, something.
Damn.
Unless the messages are hilarious. Were there any picture messages?
That's not
Because of the
saying.
100,000, there may be a few pictures.
I mean, of her standing in a mirror naked. You know. Maybe he liked that part.
Want a second date?
Yeah. Well, oh. Now it's getting worse. Authorities said she'd been sending in $500 a year, but her efforts to connect with her former date became more extreme last month, so she's going downhill. That's when she allegedly broke into the man's home and took a bath in his tub. Police say she also showed up at his work pretending to be his wife.
Is he married?
I guess he's married.
He could have been married since then. Like maybe he went on another date on day 2 and married that woman immediately.
Well, wouldn't your wife be like, why does your phone go buzz every 9 seconds?
If I was being stalked by a woman, I would tell my wife.
My wife?
Yeah, I would say this crazy person, for whatever reason, before I met you, I met this person, and they cannot let it go. I would totally be open with that.
You would have to.
Yeah, I can't see a way of hiding that.
Well, there's no sense in, maybe he did block her, but the text messages are still going through. But he's showing up at work pretending to be my wife. Maybe he's not even knowing these texts are coming.
Oh, yeah, if he did block her and he doesn't know any of this.
Yeah.
And now it's just, someone was here saying that your wife, you're not married, sir. Or, I've met your wife, and she has brown hair, and this lady was a blonde.
Why is there water in the tub? We haven't been here all day.
Maybe he's a millionaire. He's probably got jets.
That must be hard to break into a millionaire's house.
Maybe he's a trusting millionaire.
In community, probably?
Maybe. How much of a millionaire? A 2 millionaire?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
you can
200
just
millionaire.
have $1 million.
And be a millionaire.
Once you got it, yeah.
Damn. So.
I don't know.
All right, the moral of the story is if you're a millionaire and you're looking for love, don't tell people about your money. Don't go on millionaire dating websites. Go to regular websites and just leave out the fact that you're loaded. Until you
Unless
find a
you're
good one.
okay with knowing that the person that you're seeing is just after your money. Some people might be okay with that.
Yeah, if everybody is getting what they want, it is a mutually beneficial relationship.
Alright.
Maybe he likes the crazy eyes.
Hey Mal, what time we got here before we can we do ask Tom anything, or should I save this one story for next week? It's the traces of 420.
I think the issue is Molly pressed record way early.
Yeah, we recorded when we were
Helen's
testing.
volume levels before we had to kick her out.
Well, let's do a few Ask Tom Anything, and we'll save
Okay.
this for Christine.
We have some old ones we've been sitting on because do some.
Here, 38 minutes on Facebook Live.
38 minutes.
Okay.
Our goal was always 45 or plus, so we're doing well.
Okay, we have some from Fatty Nutmeg.
Fatty Nutmeg, we love you.
I am not familiar with this event, but you may be because you're Birdman.
Birdman.
How do you feel about the birds dying during the last spring snowstorm? The birds come back for the spring, and bam, snow.
Hopefully it was all robins, because you know I'm not a robin guy.
Why is that?
Because they're fucking everywhere, and they're a nuisance, and they eat all
They eat all the cherries out
the
of.
cherries off our trees.
My mom's got two.
And then our car is covered in juicy, take your paint off cherry shit.
My mom has
Yes.
two of those Door County cherry trees, and the robins just tear them up. They take like a bite out of each one, and all of the cherries are just ruined.
I have one word for you: falconry.
Yeah.
Get a pet
I would
falcon.
love to get a pet falcon.
Do you still have those cherries we gave you?
Yes, they're in the freezer though, because I haven't.
That was like 2 years ago?
forever. Yeah.
That's the last bag of cherries we ever had, dude. The robins have killed them all.
Yeah. Universe, I used to make wine, and I only stopped because we moved and started renovating. And the key to making wine is sanitation and everything being immaculate. So I was getting pretty good at it, but I had to stop because there's too much like drywall dust everywhere. But I do want to start up again, and I still have those cherries, and I do plan on using them.
Yeah.
And it might not taste good because
You might not ever get any more.
freezer burned. Well, there is a grapevine in our backyard here, so I am hoping one day to make my own bottle of Majeski wine.
Okay.
So I could throw some Klein grapes in there. Or are they Westenberger grapes?
They're Weston
Oh.
burger grapes.
Yep.
Then I don't want them.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
For all I know, those are Westenberger grapes in my backyard.
They could be.
Because Molly's ancestors, I'm sure we've covered this on the podcast.
Probably.
Molly's ancestors built my house.
Yep.
So,
How do I feel with the birds dying?
Yeah, you
I
have pet
thought-
birds. You love birds.
Yeah, they're awesome birds. I think, it sucks, but
Does it mean we'll have fewer mosquitoes?
maybe
No, because
don't
the
birds
birds
have
are
a
supposed to
natural,
eat the
homing
mosquitoes.
of when they're supposed to fly back?
Yeah, but there's always going to be some freak
Freak weather.
100-year spring winter storms.
Just, they're. it's
I'm sure they'll
nature, man.
bounce back. I'm sure this happens every 100 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
The robins they're done fucking now. I think they're all building nests now, and then the eggs will be coming, and we won't see as many birds until the eggs hatch, and now there's birds everywhere again trying to get food. So,
I mean,
How
I
are your
think it's
birds
sad.
doing?
lady who was shy because we rescued her at first and wouldn't come by anybody has now become the most annoying, irritating, loving bird that there fucking is.
it just comes running up
Yeah.
in your face.
She's still got a little bit of an attitude because I can't pet her. She always wants to be pet, but I have to hold my finger straight out, and she pets herself.
Yeah.
And I can wiggle it a little bit, and if I do that, she won't bite down or anything, but she'll just set her beak open on my finger like, hey, I could bite you. Now hold
So
your
she's like a
finger still.
cat.
Yeah, she's kind of a dick, but then she's a sweetheart. She's been learning how to do the kissing noises and give kisses and stuff, and
Yeah.
Gronk's just an animal, and he's talking up a storm. That's my little parakeet. And he just wants to be out all the time, but he's a dick because he likes to fuck with everything. Tear everything up.
I will say real quick about the robins and the birds. I mean, I'm just saying, yes, I felt bad about that. And Tom's got bird feeder out in his front yard. They take all the extra bird seed that our birds are picky and don't eat and put it out there for the other birds.
Yeah, our wild birds get bird seed for domesticated birds. They get
Nice.
special bird seed.
Yeah, sometimes millet even. The good
Yeah, I don't know
fancy
why they
treat
put-
stuff. But anyway, I think
Alright.
that this hit the robins a lot harder than the other birds because I've been seeing in this tree a lot more finches and cardinals this year and like no robins.
Finches, please.
Lots of really pretty finches with like red on them and just
Okay.
pretty cute little finches and sparrows and
On the
Cardinals.
note of your pet animals, I have another question here.
Oh, and
What's the best method for naming animals?
don't name them for the first week. Watch behaviors. That's how both Lady and Gronk got their name, and it fits them perfectly. Lady, I was the first person that she came by, and she came with like some stupid name like Gonzo from the whatever, but it's like, no, we're changing her
no, I
name.
thought it was Fonzie.
Fonzie, okay.
Was it a
But
girl
she's
named
it's a girl,
Fonzie?
yeah.
Girl named Fonzie.
Alright.
But she would always come up and just lightly, like, kind of pick at my upper cheek beard hair, and she would eat her food all gently, and we're like, okay, you're a lady.
Whoa,
She's
a lady.
And then Gronk, he didn't have a name for a little while, but he is an animal. He just rips. He throws all his bells over. He does like gerbil sounds because he gets so wound up. And he plays with every single toy, and he's just never stops. So you're like Rob Gronkowski.
Plus he's blue, like the Patriots.
Yeah. So he became Gronk.
Nice.
So wait a little while. See their behaviors.
Yeah, our cat Bruce was a rescue. Basically, he was born in the wild. Susan's brother found him up north, and they named him Chance. And we like, no, he's not named Chance. He's now named Bruce.
Yeah.
We named him after our favorite actor, Bruce Campbell.
Uh-huh.
So, but we named him right away. We were trying to think of names, and that was like the second name I came up with.
Yeah.
So we named it a week.
Or you could always just post a picture of your pet on Facebook and have a poll. Name my pet.
What is that trend? Roast me or whatever?
Roast
my pet.
Roast my
Oh.
pet.
Maybe they'll come up with just a fun name that sticks.
Okay.
All right, doing a little bit of a left turn here. Do you know any remedies to get rid of a wart that's been on my finger for years? I've killed it twice now, and it keeps coming back.
It will always, by the way, when it does finally decide to die, a wart stays in your bloodstream. You kill the outside of the wart, but the wart travels through your bloodstream and can land in a different spot and still be the same wart. So
I actually missed my wart once I finally got rid of it. I had it for like almost 10 years.
Ugh, I had one on the bottom of my foot.
that's a planter's
Forever,
wart.
and
I
it
had
sucked.
it for a dozen years. Finally went away. Guess what's coming back in a different spot on my foot? Planter wart. Same foot.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
back.
I had one on
It
my
just decided to
thumb.
go away one day.
Like right about here, like by the webbing between my thumb and my pointing finger, and it was there forever. And I tried getting it off. I tried using the liquid that you put on a little
Yeah.
bit every day.
You gotta get those burned and froze off too.
I tried using the home freeze kit. It didn't work.
Me too.
Now
at
you need a
all.
doctor who comes in with the gloves on, and I had a wart in my nose, which isn't there anymore. It probably went to my foot, but he came in and he's got the steaming thing, and he takes a giant Q-tip and just presses liquid nitrogen up my nose,
Oh,
and he's pushing it hard, and it's
no thanks.
oh.
Nice.
Because I'm like, I don't want you to burn. He doesn't tell you what he's gonna do. He's like, you want it burnt off or froze off? I'm like, burnt up my nose. I'll freeze that off. Oh, you got liquid nitrogen? What the fuck?
But
That
I
almost
I would have
killed
wanted
the
froze
T1000.
off over burnt off too, though, because I'm sure you get nose hairs burnt, and
Oh,
that'd
it
be
hurt.
fun.
I did get rid of it with that liquid wart
Liquid
remover,
stuff?
but it took forever.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
even when it was visibly gone, I stopped and it came back.
Yeah.
So second round, I just kept doing it for like a month after it was visibly gone, and it never came back then.
Scorched the earth.
Yeah, just kept going.
Well, it will come back someday. So yeah, full blood transfusion once it's gone. That's how you get rid of a wart.
Side note, or another left turn here. Wearing shoes in the house, weird or not?
Nah.
Do you wear your shoes in the house?
Fuck yeah, I hate when people ask me to take my shoes off.
I don't wear them on areas that have carpet. My house right now, the whole first floor is uncarpeted. Second floor is renovated, so there's no carpet there either. But there will be carpet there, and there's carpet here in the attic. And I will probably only wear my shoes on the first floor. But on a side note, I've been told you should walk around barefoot. It's healthier for your foot muscles. Tom, we can all hear you.
Well, I'm trying to give Molly these like signals so we don't do it on a show.
And Molly just
And you
stole
know what
third
sucks
base.
is a lot of times okay, universe, since we are telling you everything behind the curtain, I'm holding my arm out and tapping my left arm and tapping where a watch would be because I want to know where the time is. And
No
Molly's
one wears
like,
watches, old man.
I'm like,
Where even are they, man?
I don't know where the reeds are, but I do need my reeds. On that piece of paper in front of you,
It's not them.
these are my reeds.
Fine.
Good job, Molly. Thank you.
Why didn't you just get up and get them?
I feel like a marriage counselor sometimes here.
This is why in the new studio we already have me and Molly separated on different sides of the coffee table that we're gonna have.
Such a dick.
But yeah, who doesn't know that tapping your left wrist means how much time is it? And I've done it to her every time so she can mouth where we're at, keep track of time, and she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I'm holding up like I'm reading and pointing to my reeds. I don't know what the fuck you mean, man. So, those are the signals, Molly. By the way,
you.
I'm still tapping my wrist. What time are we at?
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
You guys are fighting in front of Facebook.
We're at 49 minutes.
49 minutes.
I gave you a head
You're
nod.
supposed to
Stop
bounce
being
that.
a dick. Just give the reads. Fuck off.
Whoa!
I'm staying out of this. You two can work this one out.
Holy shit. Alright. Well, next week I'd love to introduce to our new sound check.
How about you have your reads with you whether you're supposed to have them?
I normally sit in a different spot. We don't have a guest, so I wanted to face Facebook. Every time. Maybe we shouldn't have 3-hour pre-show meetings. Where Molly just gets... You don't get to hear the snarkiness of Molly during those.
It's past my bedtime.
Okay. So, thank you, Universe. You've heard it probably so much that you're sick of it that we're moving to a new studio. And... What, Mark?
Nothing.
You're just sitting there with a shit-eating
Yeah,
grin.
I am just drinking it in.
Okay. fuck at the end. There we go. See you next week. No, go to our webpage and click on the Amazon link. You know all about Amazon. Try the Music Unlimited free trial, Kindle Unlimited, and college students get it free for the first 6 months. We get a kickback, and you get to shop on Amazon because that's a great place to buy things. And
Yes.
Guess what we'll be doing on the car ride home? Listening to Audible.com.
Oh, seamless. I do want to ask Christine Hazeldecker if she has an audiobook version of her new book.
Yes. But
She does?
No, I want to ask that also.
Probably not yet.
Probably
It normally
not yet.
takes a while to line up someone to.
Audiobooks are becoming so popular nowadays
That
that
you
I would
might have
almost
that
think you would want to have that on the
day
launch day. Yeah. So we'll ask her about it because I'd love to just pick her brain just about publishing on top of all the other fascinating things.
You might
that
have
she
to
can
pick
talk
her
about.
brain on publishing on the bonus episode because her book, we're going to be going long.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
We're going to talk about wrestling.
it's a great book. We're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers.
That's going to be a hard one.
Oh, yeah.
Rule number 3.
I'm already bringing dollars. I'm just going to pay it up for her because these stories about that guy are awesome. So, if she wants to get into them or not,
She has met he who will not be named on this podcast
yes.
of Green Bay Packer fame.
So, anyway, Audible is the world's largest producer of digital books. You can read with your ears. That's freaking amazing. You
Yes.
just keep nodding, Mark.
Yes, you're doing a great job, sir.
All right. Yeah, I need to get you. You got to watch some old Johnny Carson because I need an Ed McMahon right there. You are correct, sir.
Yes.
That's what I want. So, anyway, biggest selection, 30 days. Go to audible.trial/unipodcast. Have somebody read to you. Easy exchanges. Don't like a book? Swap it free anytime. You get your own amazing library. 30% off exclusive member-only savings. So you can be a member. And you can be a member for free for the first 30 days.
That website is audibletrial.com/unipodcast.
That was the last straw. All right. So,
Don't forget to support us on Patreon. You can
Hold
also...
on. I'm
This is
sorry,
when I try
I've
to
been
help.
slacking on the mailing list. We have so many things to talk about too, but it's just been hectic. So I am gonna put out. Maybe I'll do it on the 15th of every month. So I'll try to get a newsletter out to everybody who joined. I have a prize for a contest, but we're not gonna get into doing a contest till we get set up and have 1 or 2 podcasts in the new studio. We're not just gonna, because right after that, Listener Appreciation Day, which might change venues. It might go from Jackson Park, Jackson, Wisconsin to,
We don't know yet.
that's why I said might.
Okay.
We might change it indoors because there is a great place at our new studio.
Yes,
have
we have
a-
not. I have not discussed this with the proprietor of the location.
It's a might. Maybe.
The fear is alcohol.
Oh, the
We'll
fear
be
is
drinking
alcohol.
too much. Yeah, because I'm gonna drink too much.
Yeah.
That's plan A.
Yeah. So, give us some feedback. We got some feedback. We actually got some good feedback, and we've actually got a bunch of guests lined up because people have been suggesting guests to us. So it's been easier to find them now. So if you want to be on the show, know anybody who wants to be on the show, where can they find us, Mixmaster Mark?
You can find us at Tom and Mark. We are Tom and Mark Off the Rails. Our website is theunipodcast.com. We are on Twitter at Unipodcast. We have a Facebook page where we do Facebook Live all the time. And that's on facebook.com/Unipodcast. You can send those questions in to AskTomAnything414@gmail.com. This podcast is available on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and all your favorite podcast hosting sites. Tom runs the Instagram page. There's always cool pictures to see.
You can see the before and afters of our studio too. We got some
Yeah.
befores up.
So you can see our website for more details.
And remember, universe, we're not good enough. Especially Molly.
Nope.